Ms. Guncha Arora is a passionate educator with over 5 years of experience, mentoring students of all ages. A curious learner, creative thinker, travel enthusiast, and a devoted animal lover, she explores new ideas in and out of the classroom. She shares her insights on navigating anxiety in the digital age. Today, she brings her wealth of insights to address our topic. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Guncha Arora.
Let's start by asking you a quick question. How many of you post something online and then patiently wait to see how many likes you've got? Be honest. Yes, I see you. That's me too. And my story of these likes and dislikes dates way back in the year 2015. This starts when I wanted to become a niche entrepreneur. I was in college and I was exploring various creative ways of expressing how I can go ahead and build my own little brand. And I called it Weaving Dreams. Quite literally, I was sitting on the floor the night before this picture was taken, weaving away feathers and beads and making beautiful dream catchers. And when the next day I finally made my first sale, oh, it was the best moment ever. I felt, this is it. I've made it. Of course, I wanted to post that online. I wanted to share this with the world. And back then, Facebook was cool. And that's where it went. I waited patiently with the same ritual we are all very well aware of. Refresh, refresh, refresh. My goal? Just 5 likes. And when it hit 8, I thought, wow, this is it. This is the digital fame I was waiting for. Funny, right? It's been 10 years to this post. It's the year 2025. And this picture stays frozen in time still. No comments. The same 8 likes. And that's what makes me think. We work so hard to make sure that we plan and we build something that's real. For what? For the virtual validation? Let's go back to the year 2021. When the pandemic made everyone's world turn inside out and upside down, well, I sought a little bit of my inward happiness. I started what I called Cocopedia Bakes. And I remember clearly waiting with my camera outside my oven, waiting for those fluffy cakes to rise and piping those frostings on the cupcakes while filming it all. And I posted on Instagram, which was now cool then. Because I thought, if it's not online, does it exist? And slowly but steadily, I started building a 1,000-follower list. But what I also realized is that whenever I posted a story of, say, a cupcake that I was going to send out to a customer, that particular post would get around 1,000 views. Versus when I put up a reel or a post, maximum 20 likes. It made me think, am I really standing in the world's biggest marketplace, which is social media, where everyone's put up a stall, everyone's shouting out, I'm selling this, I'm selling that, come look here. Many walk past. They get a taste of what you have to offer. But how many really buy? The next day, I woke up and my whole world just came crashing down. The 1,000 followers that I had somehow built in a small marketplace like Calcutta collapsed. And as you young people call it, my account was hacked. And there went my entire source of validation. Amidst this, I did not grieve the loss of all the recipes or all the customer reviews. I realized I was mourning something much deeper, the reassurance. And take a minute to think about this. Many a times, the hustle that we are working towards, it doesn't lie outside. It's in here. Because sometimes you're just about craving to be seen in a world that is so aggressively fast. My friends always used to say, Kuncha, you're such a travel vlogger. You travel, your hashtag Wanderlust. I wasn't any of that. I would just take small trips, and this picture is from a very memorable trip to Bali, specifically in Nusa Penida, near Kelingking Beach. I really urge all of you to go here because this T-Rex looking cliff that looks like it's just about to dive into the ocean, it's surreal. What did I do? Well, the teenage me flicked out her phone and went click, 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 trying to get the perfect picture, the perfect angle, all for the gram. I'll give you a minute to read the caption I had put up back then. You're smirking, aren't you? Yes, okay, have a laugh, because, well, I feel like the universe was laughing at me, telling me, that's karma. You didn't enjoy the surrealness of what was the golden hour? Here you get it. But fortunately, because of iCloud, I restored this picture. Of course I put it up on Instagram. And my happiest moment, not the sunset. My best friend commenting, what a lovely picture it was. This travel series also reminds me of a small anecdote. My great-grandmother had traveled solo for the first time. And for a lady in our family to travel alone was unexpected. Years later, life came a full circle because I went to the same place she did as a teacher intern, which is to Thailand. One of the best experiences of my life. So when I ask my parents, Papa, Mama, tell me something about Amma's travels, they just laugh and tell me, travels? Her memories lived in stories, not in storage like yours do. I can see the camera there. My memories from today will live in storage. And how many of you also do that on a daily basis? Think about it. It feels like a constant hustle, doesn't it? And very often, when I came across this fear of missing out, I stopped posting. Nothing happened when I stopped posting. Nobody knocked on my door, asked, Kuncha, are you okay? Why did you stop posting? Are you still there? Because everyone's got their own stall in this marketplace. Everyone moves on. The world keeps spinning, nothing ever stops. And that's exactly the kind of first-hand anxiety that I see in my students in classrooms every single day. I have children who live and breathe social media. It's almost like the background music of their lives. And when a post doesn't hit, or when they are ghosted, the invalidation that they feel is so terrifying to see as an educator. So I tell them, guys, it's just illusions that y'all are scrolling through. No one is going to post their breakdowns. It's all about their breakthroughs. Think about it, parents, you're here. How many of you have gone on LinkedIn and saw someone post about their failures? The last post I saw was, I achieved a certificate. Maybe it was mine. But the thing here for you to retrospect on is that even us as adults, 45% of us decide whether a day is going to be good or bad based on metrics. The double tap that we traded sunsets for, well, that's what it is. And through this entire process, I came across something better than FOMO. You've, of course, heard of JOMO, the joy of missing out. I came across the luxury of missing out. And I cannot begin to tell you that in the past 8 months, ever since I have stopped posting my, say, travels or my achievements or anything for that matter on Instagram, it's just been so magical, which brings me to the magic of missing out. And on weekends, most definitely, it is the sanity of missing out. So I'll leave you with a little home task, as I do with all my students. Tomorrow's a Sunday. Could you please take a moment to just log out and log in with reality, because that's where the real visibility lies. It's within your families. Because sometimes the best sound is not that of a ting on your phone. It's the sound of no notification. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Arora.